All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Sarabjit Kaur and with me is Vaibhav Jyotsna Srivastava. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to talk about Union Budget at a program at 11 a.m. today. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha to begin discussion today on motion of thanks on President's address to joint sitting of both Houses of Parliament. Defence Ministry makes induction of women fighter pilots in Indian Air Force a permanent scheme. Government extends suspension of biometric attendance for its employees till 15th of this month. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 167 crore 21 lakh mark. Pfizer and BioNTech seek emergency use authorization for corona vaccine for kids below 5 years of age. BJP releases another list of 17 candidates for Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections. Mithali Raj climbs to second spot in women's ODI batting rankings released by ICC. And India to take on Australia in semi-final of ICC Under-19 World Cup in Antigua this evening. As the number of COVID-19 cases is rising fast in several parts of the country, we appeal to our listeners to be vigilant and to get fully vaccinated and help others, including children between 15 and 18 years, get vaccinated. With the new Omicron variant of coronavirus causing concern, please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki doori for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact National Helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in the morning news since 16th of August last year and will continue till 15th August this year. India Post has joined hands as the logistics partner with All India Radio News for the Amrit Mahotsav quiz. Recalling our yesterday's question, Dora Bisoi and Chakra Bisoi are associated with which rebellion against the British? The correct answer is Kandha uprising in Orissa, which happened in 1835 and continued till 1866. The resistance movement, which started under Dora Bisoi and Chakra Bisoi, provided impetus and momentum to the national struggle for independence. It was one of the first movements in India against the British, which continued for a long time and in which both Rajas and ethnic tribals like the Kandhas fought together against the foreign rule. AIR News got an overwhelming response from its listeners across the world, and one lucky winner of the 50th question of the quiz in English is Santosh Rangarao from Karnataka.
I am Santosh Rangarao Biradar from Karnataka. I am listening All India Radio since 2001 till date regularly. I am getting all information within a short time, which is very helpful for up-to-date knowledge. I am very much thankful to All India Radio for choosing me as a winner of 75th Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
The next question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with listeners on Monday, 7th of February. Celebrate 75 years of India's independence by participating in Amrit Mahotsav quiz with AIR News. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will talk about people-friendly and progressive budget at a program at 11 a.m. today. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, there are many provisions in this budget aimed at transforming the agriculture sector, including ensuring credit, record MSP, boosting food processing and encouraging startups in the sector. He expressed confidence that the hard-working small farmers will prosper thanks to these steps. The Prime Minister said, today's Atmanirbhar Bharat ka budget brings with it new energy and strength to our development trajectory, especially at a time when we are courageously fighting a once-in-a-lifetime global pandemic. He said this budget brings more infra, more investment, more growth and more jobs. Mr. Modi said people from all walks of life have welcomed the Atmanirbhar Bharat ka budget. He said the youth of India see this budget as one that will give wings to their ambitions. Mr. Modi said the emphasis on futuristic technologies in all spheres is noteworthy and will benefit a cross-section of our citizens.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said that capital expenditure has been increased to generate more jobs and thrust has been given on it in the union budget. Briefing media in New Delhi after presenting the budget, Ms. Sitharaman said increased outlay for capital expenditure or public investment will have an immediate impact on job creation, and the production-linked incentives for new manufacturing units are being provided in 14 sectors which will also create jobs. She said emphasis has been given on infrastructure sector so that more jobs are created. The minister said the pandemic snatched away so many jobs across the world, but the Atmanirbhar Bharat package saved the jobs of a lot of people. The Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha will begin discussions today on the motion of thanks on the President's address to the joint sitting of both the houses of the Parliament. In the Lok Sabha, member Harish Dwivedi will move the motion while another member, Kamlesh Paswan, will second the motion. In the Rajya Sabha, member Geeta Shakya will move the motion while another member, Shwet Malik, will second the motion.
India's economic growth in the current year is estimated to be 9.2%, the highest among all large economies. Presenting the Union Budget 2022-23 in Parliament yesterday, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said, overall sharp rebound and recovery of the economy from the adverse effects of the pandemic is reflective of the country's strong resilience.
The overall sharp rebound and recovery of the economy is reflective of our country's strong resilience. India's economic growth in the current year is estimated to be 9.2%, highest among all large economies. I recognize we are in the midst of an Omicron wave with high incidence but milder symptoms. Further, the speed and coverage of our vaccination campaign has helped greatly. With an accelerated improvement of health infrastructure in the past 2 years, we are in a strong position to withstand challenges. I am confident that with Sabka Prayas, we will continue our journey with strong growth.
The Finance Minister said the nation is marking Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and has entered into Amrit Kal, the 25-year-long lead-up to India at 100. She said the government aims to attain the vision of the Prime Minister outlined in his Independence Day address. The Finance Minister said Budget 2022-23 reflects the firm commitment of the government to boost economic growth by investing in infrastructure development. This is substantiated by increase in capital expenditure by 35.4%, that is over 1,96,000 crore rupees over the budgetary estimate of 2021-22. Under the budget, the total resources being transferred to the states is 16,11,781 crore rupees. PM Gati Shakti Master Plan for Expressways will be formulated in 2022-23 to facilitate faster movement of people and goods. The National Highways network will be expanded by 25,000 kilometers in 2022-23 and rupees 20,000 crore will be mobilized through innovative ways of financing to complement the public resources. The minister said capacity in planning, design, financing, including innovative ways, and implementation management of the PM Gati Shakti infrastructure projects will be ramped up.
National Master Plan, the scope of PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan will encompass the 7 engines for economic transformation, seamless multimodal connectivity and logistics efficiency.
1,500 crore rupees have been allotted under the PM Development Initiative for Northeast Region or PM Divine program. The minister said multi-modal logistic parks at 4 locations through public-private partnership PPP mode will be implemented in 2022-23. The National Digital Health Ecosystem will be rolled out and National Tele-Mental Health Program will be launched for quality counseling, the minister said. To give boost to digital banking by post offices, 100% of post offices are to be brought under the core banking system. The auction of required spectrum for the rollout of 5G mobile services will start in 2022. The contract for laying optical fiber cable in all villages, including remote areas, under the BharatNet project will be awarded through PPP in 2022-23. In order to reduce imports and promote Atmanirbharta in equipment for the armed forces, 68% of the capital procurement budget will be earmarked for domestic industry in 2022-23. The digital rupee will be introduced using blockchain and other technologies. It will be issued by the Reserve Bank starting 2022-23. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has said that his ministry has decided to convert the experimental scheme for induction of women fighter pilots in the Indian Air Force into a permanent scheme. In a tweet, Mr. Singh said, "It is a testimony to the capability of India's Nari Shakti and our Prime Minister Narendra Modi's commitment towards women empowerment." A report.
Indian Air Force undertakes various induction publicity measures to encourage youth, including women, to join it. A total of 16 women have been commissioned as fighter pilots after the experimental scheme for their induction. Supreme Court had directed the centre last year to allow women candidates to appear for the entrance exam to the National Defence Academy. In 2018, Flying Officer Avni Chaturvedi of the Air Force became the first Indian woman to fly a fighter aircraft solo. India's first woman Rafale fighter jet pilot, Shivangi Singh, captured the imagination of every girl child in the country when she took part in the Republic Day parade this year. Steadily and surely, the dream of women to become fighter pilots is taking flight. Suparna Saikia, AIR News, Delhi.
The centre has extended the suspension of biometric attendance for its employees till the 15th of this month. It has also extended work from home for 50% staff before undersecretary level till the 15th of February. Persons with disabilities and pregnant women employees would continue to be exempted from attending offices. The central government officers and staffers attending the office will have to follow staggered timings. The BJP has released another list of 17 candidates for the Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections. This includes assembly seats of Lucknow. Party changed candidates on different seats of Lucknow, while Minister Swati Singh could not manage to get a ticket from Sarojini Nagar seat of Lucknow. Hriday Narayan Dikshit, the Speaker of the Assembly, was also denied ticket by party from the Bhagwant Nagar seat of Unnao district. More from our correspondent.
Lucknow city is considered to be a stronghold of BJP. Party bagged 8 out of 9 seats from the district in 2017 elections. This time, party denied ticket to 3 sitting MLAs, Suresh Tiwari from Lucknow Kent, Avinash Trivedi from BKT, and Minister Swati Singh from Sarojini Nagar constituency of the district. Another minister in Yogi government, Brijesh Pathak, will now contest from Lucknow Kent seat. Former police officer Raj Rajeshwar Singh, who took VRS recently, will contest from Sarojini Nagar seat. Jaya Devi, wife of Union Minister Kaushal Kishore, is party candidate from Malihabad reserved assembly seat. Samajwadi Party also announced candidates for 6 seats of Lucknow. Party released a list of total 10 candidates for assembly seats yesterday. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Senior BJP leader and Union Home Minister Amit Shah will campaign for party candidates in Badaयूं district, while Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will take part in Prabhavi Matdata Samvad function of the party in Pilibhit district today. SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav and President of Rashtriya Lok Dal Jayant Chaudhary will be in Baghpat, Shamli and Ghaziabad districts for campaigning. BSP Supremo Mayawati is also going to address a public meeting in Agra district today. In Uttar Pradesh, a total of 866 candidates have filed their nominations for the third phase of assembly polls to be held on 20th of this month. 362 candidates filed their nominations yesterday on the last day of the nominations for this phase. Scrutiny will be held today, and the last date of withdrawal of candidature is 4th of February. The process of filing nominations for the 4th and 5th phase of assembly polls is underway. 4th phase of assembly polls are on 23rd of February. A total of 293 nominations have been filed so far. 141 candidates filed their nominations yesterday. The last date of filing nominations for this phase is 3rd of February. Scrutiny will be held on 4th February and the last date of withdrawal of candidature is 7th of February. Filing of nominations began for the 5th phase of assembly polls yesterday. No nomination was filed on the first day. Nominations for this phase can be filed till 8th of February.
In Goa, the Election Commission has identified 9,590 persons with disabilities, PWD, and 2,997 voters above 80 years of age who have opted to vote from home. The Chief Electoral Officer, Kunal, said the EC-designated teams would visit the homes of these persons to collect their secret ballots. Over 11,65,522 voters are eligible to exercise their right of franchise this time. Out of these, 5,97,982 are female voters. There are 78 overseas voters, 9 transgenders and 41 sex worker voters. Goa will go to assembly polls on the 14th of February. The counting of votes will take place on the 10th of March. The Election Commission of India, ECI, has appointed 15 special observers for the assembly elections in Goa, Manipur, Punjab, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. The ECI held a briefing with the observers for ensuring smooth conduct of elections. ECI said special observers will be supervising and monitoring the work being done by electoral machinery in states and oversee the entire poll processes as eyes and ears of the Commission on the ground. You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to talk about Union Budget at a program at 11 a.m. today. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha to begin discussion today on motion of thanks on President's address to joint sitting of both houses of Parliament. Defence Ministry makes induction of women fighter pilots in Indian Air Force a permanent scheme. Government extends suspension of biometric attendance for its employees till 15th of this month. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses the 167 crore 21 lakh mark. Pfizer and BioNTech seek emergency use authorization for corona vaccine for kids below 5 years of age. BJP releases another list of 17 candidates for Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections. Mithali Raj climbs to second spot in women's ODI batting rankings released by ICC, and India to take on Australia in semi-final of ICC Under-19 World Cup in Antigua this evening. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर
8700014242।
Welcome back to the morning news. India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed 167 crore 21 lakh. The Health Ministry said more than 50 lakh 63,000 vaccine doses were administered yesterday. More than 1 crore 29 lakh precaution doses for the identified categories of beneficiaries have been administered so far. Pharma companies Pfizer and BioNTech have sought emergency use authorization for COVID-19 vaccine for kids below 5 years of age. In a statement, Pfizer said 3 doses of the vaccine will be needed for children between 6 months and 4 years of age to achieve high levels of protection against current and potential future variants of corona. If authorization is granted, Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine will be the first COVID-19 vaccine available for pediatric populations under 5 years of age. And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle.
We remember freedom fighter and the first health minister of independent India, Rajkumari Amrit Kaur, who was born on the 2nd of February 1887. Education at Oxford University, England, and returned to India in 1918. She was immediately drawn towards the idea of nationalism as she interacted with leaders like Gopal Krishna Gokhale and Mahatma Gandhi. She shared an enduring and special friendship with Mahatma Gandhi. In her words,
What drew me to Bapu was his desire to have women in his non-violent army and his faith in womankind. This was an irresistible appeal to a woman in a land where women were fit only for producing children and serving their lords as masters.
Initially, she involved herself in social reforms, particularly those related to women. Consequently, she waged a battle against the Parda system, the Devadasi system, and child marriage. In 1927, she helped in the founding of the All India Women's Conference and later served as its president. In 1930, she was imprisoned for her participation in the Dandi March. She gave up all her comforts to join Sabarmati. Authorities charged her with sedition and imprisoned her in 1937 when she went on a mission of goodwill to Bannu in the present-day Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. She resigned as a member of the Advisory Board of Education to participate in the Quit India movement in 1942, for which she was imprisoned. In her battle for a free India, she became one of the few women members of the Constituent Assembly. She was also a member of the Subcommittee on Fundamental Rights and the Subcommittee on Minorities.
She played an instrumental role in the establishment of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. She also founded the Indian Council for Child Welfare. In 1950, she was elected the President of the World Health Assembly. Till her death, Rajkumari Amrit Kaur continued to work for the betterment of people. We salute the great freedom fighter.
We also remember Gandhian freedom fighter Vellalur Annaswamy Sundaram, who was born on the 2nd of February 1896 at Coimbatore. An associate of Mahatma Gandhi, he was also confidant of Madan Mohan Malviya and helped raise funds for the Banaras Hindu University.
Sundaram was inspired to join the freedom struggle when he heard Gandhiji in 1915. He instantly decided to give up his studies and started to follow Gandhiji as a disciple. Impressed by his fervour, Gandhiji took him along to Ahmedabad, where Sundaram became one of the first inmates of Gandhiji's newly founded Sabarmati Ashram. However, due to health issues, Sundaram left the ashram after 9 months.
Back in Coimbatore and Madras, Sundaram worked towards implementing Gandhiji's concept of village development, introducing weaving and spinning activities at Vellore. Sundaram built close and cordial relationships with leading independence activists of Tamil Nadu, namely C. Rajagopalachari, C. Vijaya Raghavacharya and Subramanya Iyer. Under their guidance and with Gandhiji's support, he was engaged in the Vaikom Satyagraha of 1925, the Salt Satyagraha of 1930, and the civil disobedience campaigns.
He was arrested in Madras in early 1931 prior to attending the Second Roundtable Conference in London. Gandhiji sent Sundaram to Europe as an ambassador of his political message, where he travelled across many nations and met political leaders for the cause of Indian independence.
During his 30 years of service for the Banaras Hindu University, Sundaram published a range of books on the university and on its founder, Madan Mohan Malviya. A guiding theme through the life of Vellalore Annaswamy Sundaram was the concept of harmony and unity spreading beyond religious borders. AIR News salutes the great nationalist.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewellery. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
Mithali Raj has reached the number 2 spot in the latest Women's ODI batting rankings released by ICC ahead of the upcoming ICC Women's Cricket World Cup 2022. Mithali Raj has a total of 738 points to her credit and sits second to Australian player Alyssa Healy with 750 points. 4-time champions India will take on Australia in the semi-final of the ICC Under-19 World Cup 2022 at the Coolidge Cricket Ground in Antigua today. The match will start at 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time.
And now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. Srinagar will have generally cloudy sky. Jammu will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Leh is likely to witness generally cloudy sky. Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Muzaffarabad, the minimum temperature was 5 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be around 15 degrees. The national capital Delhi is likely to witness moderate fog. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature was 18 degrees Celsius while the maximum is expected to be around 31 degrees. Chennai had fog in the morning and will have partly cloudy sky later. Kolkata had fog in the morning and will have mainly clear sky later. The city observed minimum temperature of 16 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 26 degrees.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Day 1 after the Union Budget, newspapers today are splashed with its details. The Hindustan Times headline reads, Capital Path to Recovery Road. The Business Standard states budget bets big on public infra. The Financial Express writes, big focus on roads and railways. The Economic Times front page headline reads, Cryptic no more. Crypto CBDC may get to coexist. In a bid to reduce litigation, IT returns can be updated in 2 years to correct any errors, reports the Asian Age. To promote agricultural practices that eschew chemical fertilizers, natural farming finds fertile ground, writes The Hindu. Scaling new heights, women fighter pilots in IAF permanent scheme now, mentions the Times of India. And finally, the Indian Express has captured a warm moment in a photograph where a woman wraps a dog in a blanket on a cold morning in Gurugram.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to talk about Union Budget at a program at 11 a.m. today. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha to begin discussion today on motion of thanks on President's address to joint sitting of both houses of Parliament. Defence Ministry makes induction of women fighter pilots in Indian Air Force a permanent scheme. Government extends suspension of biometric attendance for its employees till 15th of this month. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 167 crore 21 lakh mark. Pfizer and BioNTech seek emergency use authorization for corona vaccine for kids below 5 years of age. BJP releases another list of 17 candidates for Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections. Mithali Raj climbs to second spot in women's ODI batting rankings released by ICC. and India to take on Australia in semi-final of ICC Under-19 World Cup in Antigua this evening. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.